Open wide. Lights burn through the dark of night.
Saturday night.
Engines hum like a power car. Aliens land, we hit the floor. Microphone, we rock, we rock, we roll. Woo! Headbanging hard like we sold our soul.
Come on.
They've come to Earth to join the band. That's what we rock. United we stand. Yow! Oh yeah!
All right. I love that song. I'm telling you, that's the intro from here on out. I don't care if you don't like rock and roll. That's who I am. My personality time-stamped right now. Welcome to Goof On. It's Saturday night. It's the last day of February. It's the 28th. It's the year 2026. I'm high as fuck. I'm joking. Anyway, we are vertical by accident. Purpose. I did it on purpose. I am going to be doing vertical shows Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday if I do. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday is going to be the horizontal, and I'm doing these vertical streams for the sake of the channel. All right? In case you haven't noticed, there's been a lot of shorts going up lately. I've been putting 3 or 4 up a day from the night before on the show. Just to add a little more spice to the Goof On world we live in. People need to know what's going on in hour number 2. Nobody listens after 20 minutes. My watch time is 27 minutes. Not bad. That is exceptional. It is. It's very exceptional. For a show, for people to hang around, I guess we only got 50 people left. And that's why we're doing vertical. We're going to open up the floodgates. The algorithm loves Goof On. We aren't shadow banned. It's my fault. You want to know why the channel's stuck where it is? I took it for granted. I thought it would be, you just do the show, then they'll come. Well, they came, and things have changed. A lot of things happened over the years, and a lot of people are still reconfiguring where they want to watch their UFO stuff. I still think we're relevant, and I'm not giving up. And Goof On, we rock and roll. Hey, the Vern Dude. Mike Disclosure, who? Thank you, bro. Toke on, bro. For you. Welcome to the show. Thanks, man. I appreciate the 2 bones. That's right. If you want to help support, and I'm going to say it, the only channel that speaks the way you want to. I think that's true. I think I say things that you're thinking, and then some of you will say, I see comments. I'm all over comments and emails lately, right? So I'm trying to be good. So, yeah, people like, oh, you keep talking about liberals. No wonder nobody comes to your channel. No, we've got liberals here. One. I mean, that I know of. Who cares? I don't care about left or right here. On the other channel, maybe, but not here. Here, UFOs is universal. Aliens is universal. The paranormal is universal. We're all in it. Whether we want to be or not, it will find you and it will make you part of the paranormal world, whether you want to or not. Thank you, the Vern Dude, for the 2 bones, $2. If everybody else wants to help chip in, we try to get to 40 a night. If I start doing the 2-hour shows, which we're going to start doing again, I think that would be good. And interviews. Jeff Willis is coming on next week. He was going to come on last Wednesday, but then he said, oh no, my birthday. And then he's going to, we prolonged it an extra week. He's coming on. I've got somebody else I'm working on getting. So, I want to do at least 1 interview a week and maybe do 2, work up to 2. Monday and Friday, I'm thinking of doing interviews if I can. And I have a source that can get me almost anybody I want. So why not take advantage of that? If I'm going to do everything else for Goof On, verticals, shorts, start putting other videos up. Tomorrow's a members show. First one we've done in months. So, also, I usually get sick on the weekends. In case you guys haven't noticed, the last year, there was only one time I didn't get sick on the weekend. It was a Wednesday. And I'm feeling really weird today, like the sickness it's going to get me. Because there's signs that I don't like that I'm feeling. So I don't know if I cancel tomorrow, it's not because I want to. I've got a good show already lined up. I've already got it all ready to go. It's the Inunaki Tunnel. Have you ever heard of it? Wow. Once you go in, you don't come out. It's like the Roach Motel of Japan. It's a good one. I'm surprised I never spoke about it. Yeah, and tonight, I know you see the thumbnail. Trump released the Bigfoot files. I'm not doing a Bigfoot show. It's just a thumbnail. I'll get a Bigfoot video for you if you want. I mean, I'll do it. But it was just a thumbnail for Saturday night. And I thought, somebody else made that and I stole it. And I thought it was perfect. I usually make my own thumbnails with clips lately I've been using Gemini to make my thumbnails, and then I put in the little ads and title. Ads? The little stickers and stuff. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah. I tell you, if you've never used Snippet Tool, I'm telling you, it's great. I've been using it to rip the videos from YouTube for the shorts. And it's so easy and quick, and it's free on your Windows if you have it, Windows 10 minimum. But it replaces Screen-O-Matic. And I like Screen-O-Matic. I'm keeping it, I already paid for the year, I think. Isn't there one fee a year, like $20? Anyway, it is what it is. Jeanette's here. Welcome to the show. The angel of Goof On. Dan Peters, welcome to the show. David and I came up with a new name for David Wilcox, not Wilcox, just for me. DWNW. You got it? It's hard for me to speak all those words, so initials are easy. Welcome to the show, David Wilcox. Cox, not Will. Did you see that? That came right out. Hold on. Hey, Brian Yates. Rich has been compromised by AI. It's all over now, baby blue. A. Hey, Angeli. How you doing on a Saturday? Welcome to the show. Derek Kennedy, welcome to the show. All right. Metal Herd. Remember Metal Shop? On the weekends, it would come on at midnight Sundays. Metal Shop. That's where I first heard Ride the Lightning from Metallica. I thought it was their first album. It was their second. I didn't know Hit the Lights came out. When I went to the record shop in 1981, I bought Metallica Hit the Lights. Or was 82? I think it was 82. It was 82 I did that. Yeah, because I was already in high school. And boy, did I get really popular for bringing Metallica to Saguaro High School. It was amazing. That was a fun time to live. High school's great. I liked it and I hated it, just like most people, but you don't forget shit 40 years later. I'm telling you, I see some of those people, I'm smacking them. All right, let's get to work. I'm joking. So Jon Stewart's been a guest on this show. Yeah, twice. And he was just on Fox. You know John. He's the guy who looks like my Uncle Tommy. God rest his soul. So Jon Stewart's segment on UFOs garnered the most views in 24 hours that Fox Chicago Online has ever received. This is 5 minutes. It's worth it. John's great. We think a lot alike, right? He's on our side. But I still think, and I'm glad, but I still think John is a little more open-minded than I am. He may be a believer in some things, and maybe I should be. I don't know, but he's one of the good guys. Here we go.
Talking about their film, right?
Yeah. Okay, here's the part we've been waiting for. Are we alone?
I was trying to do the UFO.
I know, I was going to let you do it.
I'm going nowhere. You know?
Okay, so there's been a lot of news recently. President Trump has publicly called for UFO disclosure. And a lot of people are saying, you know, is this for real? Or is this something we should be even messing around with? Should we be focusing on other things? So the man who's going to tell us why this needs to happen and what's been going on is Jon Stewart. He is a former Illinois gubernatorial candidate, a Chicago-based investigative producer. More importantly, he has spent the past 7 years researching UFOs. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. I hate to be the buzzkill of your morning show today with really some dire news. And that's why I asked to come on. The fact that Donald Trump has authorized the release of all UFO-related material in possession of the United States government, or as I call it, the United States of America's cosmic Pandora's box, which this is going to be. And I just want to tell your viewers what I'll be talking about is very serious, because I think the ontological shock that is going to happen with America and the world when we start seeing not JFK era fuzzy documents, but when we start seeing high resolution video of potentially a non-human intelligent craft and beings of whatever species that they may have on film, being shown to the American, to the world, is going to cause a shock to our entire system, much to the like of 9/11. And I hate to be the downer today, but I really think it's important that from what I have learned for the past 7 years of falling down this rabbit hole, it's incumbent upon me to share it with your viewers.
Well, you give a dire warning, but some people might not look at that as a dire warning. They might look at it as, wow, we're finally getting to look behind the curtain. Now, so far, there have really been no smoking guns per se. So what makes you think that we're going to see this Pandora's box open up and see these incredible things?
Well, I don't think this is peculiar about my opinion here. I don't think that we are going to get the close encounters of the third kind video from the NSA or the DIA. Ladies and gentlemen, the Defense Intelligence Agency, in coordination with the CIA, kind of run the umbrella program of what they call the legacy program. That is all things extraterrestrial, and keeping this phenomenon at bay and away from public view. I think the President of the United States authorizing this release is going to be the trip flare in the air. And I have been told by people that are advising me and helped me for 7 years, members of the intelligence community, that there is going to be retired and members of the government who have these films in their vault, in their desk drawer, in their closet, that they are going to clandestinely release. That is what I feel we are going to see as the rollout of this information. And of course, you're probably going to see documents of the government authorizing all kinds of unscrupulous things like malfeasance of our tax dollars, spending over $2-3 trillion, the potential, please listen to me, the potential murder of scientists and whistleblowers that were ready to come forward to tell the world, to tell the truth, that frankly, we are not alone. And the documentation and the information we have garnered from these beings since 1945 has said that they've been here for over 100,000 years. They have manipulated our DNA. So says a geneticist who say 40, 60,000 years ago, our DNA was manipulated. Who was the manipulator? And one last thing on this.
I had to stop it there for just because. You see what he said? You see what I mean? He says stuff as if it's a guarantee without evidence. Pure speculation. Our DNA has been altered by aliens. No, don't say that. May have been. Did he say may have been? Let me see. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubts.
Who say 40, 60,000 years ago, our DNA was manipulated. Who was the manipulator?
Wait, who say? Who's that? What?
Documentation and the information we have garnered from these beings since 1945 has said that they've been here for.
The information we gathered from the beings communicating with us no, I'm so sorry, John. God, I love you, though. Yeah, but that's a little too much for me. See, that right there is what I mean. Can't be saying shit like that. I mean, what he just did there is what they do on Ancient Aliens. We can't figure it out. It's got to be aliens. So what if we lost our hair and we need to wear glasses and we tan very quickly? For white people, most people, anyway, but, it doesn't mean aliens. I hope it is, though. And in a way, I want it to be too, John.
For over 100,000 years, they have manipulated our DNA. So says
somehow, yeah, maybe, Vern.
Who say 40, 60,000 years ago, our DNA.
But what he's saying hasn't been proven. That's what I mean. Sure, it may have. I'll buy it. Anything's possible. I wasn't there.
Was manipulated. Who was the manipulator? And one last thing on this point, I think this is going to strengthen religion. I think when we find out that we're not alone, that we've been visited for millennia, that people are going to realize the Holy Bible is not a collection of allegories. It is a historical document. So,
ouch.
I think this is, in a good way, this is going to be a good shock to the system for people that are spiritual and Catholics and believe in God. And I think it's also, you're right, Mark, it's going to open the curtain even wider to have a government that is transparent, which we have not had for many years.
Well,
all right. So what I want to do is just briefly speak about that because, hey, Bernie, I heard another one, but I didn't see it. I see you, Glenn, what you're saying about the manta and all that. Yeah, we've talked about that stuff. Oh, this is what I missed. The York Sugar for 38 months. Jiminy, 12, 24, 36, 48, 47, 46. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Richie, good to see you. Hope you're good. You birthday soon. Mine's on 12th. Mine's the 10th. P.S. Don't change, bro. And documents released like JFK and Epstein. Hey! Thanks, Ben. I appreciate you. And Bernie throwing down a 2 stone. Thank you, man. A continuing supporter of Goof On. And a very active chatter. And David Wilcox. Not Wilcock. I'm sorry, but I have to say it one last time that way. DWNW. It works. I don't forget it either. DWNW. David Wilcox. Thank you for the PayPal contribution. And mucho gusto, generoso. a continuing supporter of GoofOn as well. All right. We are just, who's this guy? Hey, yours is the 18th. We've got a bunch of Peashies in here, huh? Hey, I knew you guys were cool. Thank you, David Wilcox, not Wilcox. DW1W. Hey, by accident, I found all of my Arizona drone footage. Yeah, we're going to look at drones later. All right. Actually, I do want to look at some of the drone. Oh, not on the little screen like this. Hey, I want to mention something. See, YouTube Studio, they now allow vertical streaming and horizontal at the same time. So if you're on a mobile device, you'd get this version. And if you're on a computer, laptop, or something big like, desktop, whatever, you get the large version. Now, I'm not sure if you can choose which version you want. I think you can. But if I did do that and use that feature or use their studio, I wouldn't be able to post banners. I wouldn't be able to post messages, super chats. So I don't know. I want to do them both at the same time so everybody's happy. That's why they came up with it. So I think I'm going to test it tomorrow before we do the member show. So if you see me up and running tomorrow, doing something in the morning, don't freak out. It's not a real show. I mean, it is, but it's a test. So John said some things there. Like, I can't buy in. And then he ends it with the Bible's real. Why doesn't he just come out and say, do you know what Bible stands? It's an acronym. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Why don't you just say that, John? Make us all feel like we're stupid. I kid. I like John. He knows it. I just feel a lot of people feel like he does. They say it's real, the Bible. And if it is, Jesus. Didn't even mean that. Stupid. That was funny. So, I don't know, man. But there's possible evidence that man and dinosaurs were together. We're going to look into that. Maybe next week we'll do a show on that. If dinosaurs exist or man exists during dinosaurs. Or maybe we're being lied to and they've been around a lot longer. Maybe they just got extinct 12,500 years ago with the black-toothed saber, whatever that one is, the woolly mammoth. So who's blocking disclosure and why? The Basement. The Y-Files podcast. He's posing questions. Very good. I like him. He's a really good interviewer. He's a good the Y-Files is fantastic. Anyway, and he doesn't care that people borrow it and use it. I like people like that. Well, anyway, he's posing this. I'll put it up here so you probably won't be able to read it. So tiny. From Skywatch Signal on look how little it is. Anyway, everyone keeps asking where the resistance is coming from. I didn't know there was a reason. I guess there is. As if this is some vague cloud of confusion when it really isn't. The pushback is coming from inside the Department of Defense and the intelligence community. That's what's being reported and what people around the task force are saying. Why is that the case? Well, even a fraction of the crash retrieval claims are true. If there is advanced propulsion tech sitting inside a classified program, that's strategic dominance, if it can be reverse engineered. Something that outperforms every jet, every missile, every defense system we currently have. That is what's being protected. Not, are we alone? He said it, not me. That's what he said. Now, this is 4.5 minutes. I know, right? Good show. Here, listen to this. This is good. This is good too. I only listened to the first 2.5. No, I didn't even listen.
Coming from? Who's in charge?
Well,
Hold on. Go.
But where's the
love 'em or hate 'em,
resistance?
but
Where's
yeah,
the resistance coming from? Who's in charge?
Well, so I talked to people in the task force just like 10 days ago.
Sorry.
Which actually Leslie Keene and Ralph Blumenthal just wrote about it today. That story came out in the debrief. I would highly recommend you viewers go check it out.
100%.
Because it's got pictures and very detailed account of what happened. But they said that the pushback they're getting from the DOD is significant. The intelligence agencies, significant, like what's happening, and some of the threats. You know, I mean, Grush. I mean, I've heard. I can't reveal what I've heard, but what I've heard was, if it's true, that's pretty scary. What, you know, like basically coming in your house while you're gone and leaving notes and other things.
Sure.
Are you serious? That's what David Grushgrush is claiming? The same thing that Bob Lazar talked about? Bob Lazar. Same thing. He said, I went to go work out that. All right, I'll do the voice. I went to go work out at the gym. And I had my vet outside, and I came out, and the doors were open, and the trunk, and go inside, and my Uzi is sitting on. No, I can't do it anymore. I don't know why I can't do it tonight. And his Uzi sitting out, and his driver's license was sitting on the console as if to say, we broke into your car. We know where you are. We know who you are. And we can do this whenever we want. They were scaring him. I've had death threats too. Oh, sure. Sure you are. And this is what the go-to is. How stupid for Grushgrush to say that. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy that David Grushgrush had somebody in his house, they left a note, whatever threat he wants to put out there, whatever it said. I don't know what it said. Do you know what it said? I just found out about it. Bullshit. I call 100% bullshit on Grushgrush. Absolutely.
You know, just like, you know, we can touch you anywhere kind of stuff.
See?
Well, I mean, wherever you stand on someone like Lazar, believe it or not, the government
Oh my God, I haven't even seen this yet.
made his life difficult for a good long time.
Yeah, for sure.
So what
Yeah,
are
George,
they?
I trust George Knapp's reporting on that.
I do as
Yeah,
well. I
he's
trust him more than anyone.
I really do. I have tremendous respect for him.
So why don't they want us to know what there's some advantage that they have?
Okay, so let's just let's live in an alternate reality for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's just imagine that this is all true. Okay, let's imagine that UFOs have crashed. Let's imagine that we have biologics. We've captured some alive.
Just say bodies.
Let's imagine that we have this technology in a lab somewhere. Let's just say that the observed technology, you know, with UFOs, and it's well documented for over 80 years, and some say it goes way back, but whatever. We'll just talk about the modern UFO wave. These things exhibit a technology that's light years advanced from anything we have in our possession. Even today, listen to David Fravor. Listen to the various pilots over the years talk about how flying rings around their fastest jets, and they got no wings and no tail and no visible means of propulsion. They can hover, accelerate from a standstill to out of sight, blink of an eye, right angle turns at high speed. I mean, they go. Kirk McConnell talked about the radar tapes. I mean, we have radar of these objects with no wings, these tic-tac shaped objects. They're in space. They drop down to sea level faster than a second. Like,
Yep.
You know what I mean?
22,000 Gs.
80,000 feet in less than a second, okay? So whatever these things are and who's ever piloting these things, if you could weaponize that technology, you're gonna control, and of course that's how the military thinks. So let's just, again, in this alternate reality, let's just imagine that that's all true, right? Now, do you think that those in control of this technology, whether they've figured it out or not, there's a lot of controversy on both sides. Some people say we have, some people say we haven't, some people say we understand the technology, we don't quite know how to replicate it because of the power it would take to generate blah, 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 blah. But what incentive would the Defense Department or the various agencies that are in control of the special access, super ultra secret programs, how would they benefit by sharing that technology with the rest of the world?
They would not.
Okay. So, well, how about like imagining if that technology got out to the Russians or the Chinese, right?
Am I missing something? What am I missing here? How can this discovery not be beneficial to everyone? He just said if the United States shared the discovery with China, who benefits? And he says no one? The Wi-Fi guy? Forget his name. Did I hear that right?
Would the Defense Department or the various agencies that are in control of the special access, super ultra secret programs, how would they benefit by sharing that technology with the rest of the world?
They would not.
Okay.
Why? How can they not? You sell it, you benefit. Am I missing something? How can he say? I don't understand. Everybody benefits. It's not about the dark budget black project program people. They're doing it to supposedly make humanity better. Isn't that what it's about? No, it's not. Now, when it comes to the military, now comes the black budget bullshit. It's all militarized, civilianized with military people. And I tell you what's going to happen. They're not going to give it to the government. They're going to keep it. Yeah. And then they're going to start their own United States. See? They've got the weaponry. Never mind.
So, well, how about like imagining if that technology got out to the Russians or the Chinese, right? So, and they weaponized it. They put a nuke on it. Like,
Is that all they could think about? Is if somebody got the technology, they'd bomb us? Do you know when they go to that level of fear mongering, it means two things. They really have the technology and have figured it out. Or they don't have any. Or they never figured, back engineered, or done anything. They got ideas, maybe, created their own technology with our elements, not alien elements. How are you going to make something that's alien, probably from another planet, that has different minerals? Now, I know what everybody's thinking. Has Rich lost his mind? We're all stardust, baby. We're all made from the same stuff. Are we? I don't think we are. I think different. I'm probably wrong, but doesn't it make sense that there could be a planet with people with acid for blood, with big egg heads and teeth that come out in rows, with tiny little tyrannical Rex hands? Tyrannical. No, I'm sorry. I don't buy it. And what else I don't buy about the movies? Have you seen Predator and Alien? How does the Predator make such intricate gadgets with those fingers? I mean, when he grabs stuff, it's like this. It's like, because they, you can't, their nails are so long. They grab like that because it's a glove. I'm sorry. I just don't buy anything that anybody named James Fox is telling us.
I could see that being an issue of national security.
Sure.
So we've been slightly pivoted a little bit, but the so-called biologics, they call them biologics, the non-human, intelligent beings, that should not be an issue of national security. So we're kind of pivoting to that. We've talked about that at the event, but they would have to admit that Earth is under some sort of observation. We have definitive proof that we're not alone. We have biologics. We've been lying to you guys for 80 plus years. Roswell was real. Magenta was real. 30s in Italy. We don't know who they are, where they come from, or what their agenda is. I don't see an incentive to disclose that either.
Okay. That's a fair answer.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that. And a lot of people don't agree with that. People have a fundamental right? And what we're talking about that's happening in the United States, it's a global issue. This is going to impact the whole world.
First of all, nothing's going to happen. All right. And next year, I heard, isn't the deadline date November for the mothership / asteroid heading towards Earth? Because what we're being told is that, they're not coming here to make peace, right? Like, how do they know? How do they know? I don't get it. Nobody knows. Oh, have you guys seen the image of the object that's coming this way, by the way? It's all rainbow colors. I got to find it. I had it, and then I don't know what I did with it. It might be in my list here, so bear with me throughout. All right, so let's, hey. Hold on. Okay, I've got a few UFO videos to show you guys that are pretty good, actually. Well, one of them. Actually, two of the three are good that I have. I'm looking for something I want to play. I think I found it. Actually, I've got really good UFO videos today. But I don't know. I don't know what's fake and what's real anymore. I really don't. I can only tell you what I think I know now, not what I know. So Patrick from Vetted had Michael Ian Black, the comedian from Kids in the Hall. Remember that guy? So he had him on, and of course he's putting out pieces of the show and clips and things. And there was something interesting, actually. So I'm going to read it to you. It's hard to see on the small screen. So comedian Michael Ian Black claims a planet-sized object is headed towards Earth in 27 and was supposedly picked up by the European Space Agency. There is no public confirmation from ESA or any major space agency supporting the claim. Now, connect that to something Jeremy Corbell recently said, that the public might eventually be told a narrative involving a spacecraft heading towards Earth. Remember when he said that last year? Here's where it gets interesting. If a future disclosure event needed a unifying external storyline, a cosmic object approaching Earth would instantly dominate global focus. But right now, the 2027 claims appear to be unverified, unsupported by officials, official data, and anything major, likely speculative, exaggerated, or taken out of context. So why, in God's ever-loving name, are we still talking about it? Why? If something that large were inbound, it would be publicly trackable by independent observatories worldwide. So the real takeaway isn't fear, it's a pattern recognition. Are people seeding narratives early? Is this misrepresentation, satire, or just internet amplification? Until ESA, NASA, or independent observatories confirm something, treat this as unverified, which we are. Extraordinary claims require observable orbital data, not podcast clips. I am dyslexic, yes, and it happens. It happens because I tried too hard. All right, let's listen to Michael Ian B. with Patrick And then we've got Corbel in the same storyline here. Giddy up. 3, 2, Agu.
Told you an object was coming for Earth and even showed you a picture. And I just find that fascinating.
So I became friendly with somebody in the UFO community, and that person invited me into a small signal chat, literally just 3 of us. But we were trading information on what we were hearing, blah, 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 blah. And so over the course of 18 months or so, this story begins to emerge from the person who invited me in, that there is an object, it's planet-sized, it's coming from out of our solar system into our solar system. It is decelerating. It has been decelerating for a couple of years, I think, at that point. And it's expected to enter our solar system around 2027. It is intelligently controlled. And when I asked how large it is, I was told massive, possibly even planet-sized. Later, I think maybe a month or 2 later, I was shown a photograph of this object. It looked like an astronomical image. It was taken from a distance. The thing was like this. It was gray. It was round. It could have been anything. But I was told.
Thank you, Michael Ian Black. We'll be back never.
I was also told, please don't talk about this. This is huge. This is, when people are going to panic, blah, 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 blah.
Of course.
And of course, me being, some jerk off on cable TV.
Exactly.
I'm like, what?
You said it.
What? And I was dubious because as soon as I heard planet-sized, I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense to me at all, because it seems to me if you have planet-sized object entering your solar system, like other planets are going to feel that. Like we're going to see that. It's going to show up.
Not if it's the size of a Pluto. Only what? What was Pluto? 3,000 miles across? Something like that. That's not going to pull anything, you yo-yo. This...
Then again, just because something's planet-sized doesn't mean it has planet-sized mass. So I don't know. That being said, when Corbel released his video of saying there's a lie coming, and the lie is that there's an object approaching Earth and it'll be here in 2027, I was like, huh. Not that I believed it to begin with, but I was neither rejecting nor accepting it as a premise.
I have a question for everybody. Why is this guy talking to us in ufology, a comedian? How did he get in? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to ask, I'm really curious as to that guy, who's kind of funny actually in Kids in the Hall. But I haven't seen him since. So he aged well. Okay. How did Michael in Black become a UFO researcher? Let's see. All right.
I was like, all right, that's another data point. It's a huge data point, and it would be fucking freaky if it were true, but I'm definitely not believing this narrative at that point. But all of that to say,
I got an answer.
I still feel protective of the person who invited me into the Signal chat. And I feel protective of the person who gave that person their information, not because I'm afraid of any consequences, but just because I don't feel right about betraying trusts. And I was, it never came out, okay, now you can say it. So I don't want to, I just don't feel right about betraying the trusted people who trust.
All right. Yeah, you're a good guy. Got it. All right. Here's Corbel.
So UFOs are real, and they've been here a long time.
We've seen
That's
this.
the truth. But the lie is coming.
And so am I.
All indications, like all of them, is that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth.
How did he know? That is interesting. That this is The only time that I ever remember Corbell saying something that actually came true. First time that I know of, that I remember. I mean, there may be one or two others that I just can't recall, but you sling those together with his sightings and, he's like, oh, for forever. This is the only time. And, it's it? Oh, he only spoke for a few seconds. Okay. Yeah, we've seen that before. But it is interesting. He said that a while ago, too. Good for him. He's allowed to win every now and then. He works hard for the money. He works so hard for his honey. It's George Knapp, and he can't sleep under him. All right. It's time for Neil deGrasse Tyson. He says he would listen to the insiders and whistleblowers in the Age of Disclosure documentary over presidents. Who cares what the president has to say? The president, if there is a cover-up, gonna be in on the cover-up. And someone who's sneaking information out is not. I guess I just said it all for him, but let's hear what Neil. I guarantee he does a roller coaster letter here.
Okay, I since no one in government has presented an alien, I did not immediately think the government has aliens. By the way,
oh, so funny.
The notion that there's some kind of a cover-up, how can you continue to think that when in the film, in the documentary,
he almost
Disclosure, did it. I don't want to confuse the documentary with the Steven Spielberg movie that's about to come out. The Spielberg movie is called Disclosure Day. And so Age of Disclosure, in that documentary, there's a no-end train of people talking about aliens in the locked box in the shed. And so if they're talking about it and they're insiders and they're whistleblowers, then who cares what the president says? These people are on the inside.
That's right.
So they're the ones who I'm going to listen to, not the president, especially since the president, if there is a cover-up, is going to be in on the cover-up. And someone who's sneaking information out is not. And so
I just said that.
So the fact that people listen to what presidents say as though it is the truth, I've never understood that.
So Michael Ian Black, I was asking that question. Why him? What does he have to do with UFOs? Well, apparently he has a transition. He's transitioned from comedian and actor to a vocal figure in the UFO community, which was driven by both a lifelong personal experience and a shift in his worldview following official government disclosures. Okay. He should have stayed in comedy because that's funny. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Disclosures? There hasn't been any disclosures. What? He thinks David Grushgrush was a disclosure? That's not how you use the word, number one. Number two, there's only one disclosure. You can disclose information about aliens and biologics if you want to go that way. But don't say you had a shift in your worldview following official government disclosures. You sound like a schmuck. But he did have a childhood sighting. The primary catalyst, there's always a catalyst. There's always something that drags us in. It did for me. It has for you. It was a personal experience during his high school years. He has shared that he witnessed a mysterious orb or a fireball. So he saw flares, basically. This guy. I love these people who their life changes because they think flares are orbs, like Dr. Lynn Ketai of the Phoenix Lights, who might be the smartest dumb person I've ever, or the dumbest smart person in ufology next to Avi Loeb. Well, she is a doctor, or was, child psychologist or something. Yeah, she's got brains, I'm telling you. The sighting for Michael Ian Black was made even more perplexing because other witnesses present at the time reportedly have no memory of the event. Yeah, because they said, oh, that's flares in one eye and out the other. Shift to serious advocacy. While known for his deadpan humor, Michael's public stance shifted toward serious advocacy following the 23 congressional... I knew it. It was Grush Grush. Congressional impact. He described the testimony of whistleblowers like David Grush Grush as absolutely stunning and profound, noting that it was difficult to walk away without believing something significant was happening on the planet. There is, though. Something is happening. Well, it's always been happening. The thing is, the aliens or whatever is here, they don't come down like they did in the 1600s because we have weapons that can hurt them, I'm assuming. I don't know how, if they can just beep boop in and out of time space, right? It's all a lie. And then he got into like consciousness. So unlike many nuts and bolts researchers like myself, Black is more interested in the philosophical and existential implications of the phenomenon, how it affects human consciousness and collective worldview. Now he is actively involved in the UFO community through several platforms, podcasting and writing. He frequently appears on podcasts and writes about the topic on his Substack, where he discussed things like ontological shock and the government's role in disclosure. He has been linked, this is Hollywood Disclosure Alliance, to organizations like the Hollywood Disclosure Alliance, which aims to bridge the gap between UFO researchers, whistleblowers, and storytellers to promote a more truthful presentation of the phenomenon media. Wait a second. Did you just hear what I read? I have to read it again and explain why it's hitting me so hard. Do you hear it? Did you see it? The Hollywood Disclosure Alliance, get this, aims to bridge the gap between UFO researchers, whistleblowers, Grush Grush, and storytellers, Bledsoe, to promote a more truthful representation of the phenomena in media. Oh, so they want to make it sound more real. So no more flying around Venus in the galaxy. Remember that guy? We flew around the galaxy and went by Venus and the rings of Saturn. And they were waving. Remember those guys back in the 50s and 60s? I'll never forget that guy, the galaxy. The guy doesn't even know how to say galaxy. You understand? And he's talking about... That's why people think UFO people are whacked out of their minds. Now, yes, that was 70, 80 years ago, whatever it is, right? It's taken this long to get to where we are today to openly have discussions, congressional hearings, and maybe some evidence may come out. You never know. I'm still hopeful. There's a 2% chance because anything's possible with Trump. And Neil deGrasse Hole Tyson, what he really meant to say was he doesn't like or trust Trump. Everybody else, Bush, 9/11 asshole. God, he really is Neil deGrasse Hole Tyson. He really is an asshole. I don't like him, but I'll listen to him. All right, let's get into hold on a second. I got to read you this. Excuse me. I'm putting it in front of me. So this comes from the UAP Reporting Center. And there's an urgent update from Mark Christopher Lee at the King of UFO, who says he has a Washington insider source that updated him following Trump's directive to release all the files on UFOs and stuff. Whispers inside the DC Beltway suggest the truth about UFOs may remain classified, not because of national security, but because of alleged demonic connections tied to the phenomena. Insiders fear the public can't handle it. Let me read this to you. So there is a massive pushback inside the administration and parts of the Pentagon. Some believe the UFO phenomenon is linked to demons, and it should be left alone. They're terrified of telling the public. How would people react if they were told this? You just told us. Especially evangelicals waiting for the second coming, end times, and rapture. This could be seen as biblical prophecy unfolding. Well, what if it is? You shouldn't stop this. Asshole. My source says there is evidence some UFOs are interdimensional rather than extraterrestrial. I mean, this may be why Trump calls these matters complex. The July 8th, 2026 speech, 79th Roswell anniversary, is still planned to confirm visitation and recovered evidence, but it will likely stick to more conventional UFO sightings and Roswell. The truly weird / interdimensional aspect won't be released to the public just yet. This ties directly into my 2024 film, God vs. Aliens, on Tubi, where I explored the idea that UFOs could be demonic / interdimensional. That film brought me to the attention of evangelical Christians in the U.S. and sources inside Washington. It also covered the alleged Collins elite, the secret group said to control the UFO agenda and insist the demonic origins must be hidden from the public. What my source is reporting now validates everything I investigated. The resistance is real, but the truth is unstoppable. My source is still set to come forward at the formal press conference on May 1st. The momentum is building. Disclosure is happening faster than anyone predicted. Stay tuned. Wow. For real, yo. I'm flabbergasted. So it has nothing to do with the technology now. See what they did? They're trying to change how we think of them. Right? They want us to think they're doing something heroic. Okay? So I got to ask. Trump announces there are beings living amongst us. They're interdimensional. And then one appears right in front of him. I mean, that's how it has to happen for me to believe it. Okay? Whoa! And that's that. End of story. Proof. Center stage. But it won't be that way, will it? What will happen? Trump's up there going, well, UFOs and aliens are real, blah, blah, blah. He spends an hour telling us everything about it, right? And he goes, it's going to be in the report, but just like the Epstein files, bop, ba-dop, ba-dop. Do demons start pouring out of a portal at that point? I don't get it. See, if it doesn't make sense, it's not. true or something's wrong. That doesn't make sense to me. The public is all right with the announcement. What we won't be all right with, including myself, is if they look like a xenomorph. You know, an alien from Alien, Sigourney Weaver. Even if it was bipedal and it looked like the Predator with a vagina for a mouth with teeth. Let me tell you something. We have no clue what to expect. Because what are demons? Interdimensional, spiritualistic, I don't even know. I'll ask Gemini. Here we go. What are demons? I really want to know. I'm asking. A common usage, a demon, is an evil, supernatural being. However, the term has a rich and complex history, evolving from a neutral description of spirits to its modern association, with malevolence. The word comes from the ancient Greek daimon, D-A-I-M-O-N, which originally had no negative connotation. Intermediary spirits, Greek mythology and philosophy. A daemon was a spirit or divine power, often a lesser god, that acted as an intermediary between humans and the divine. Okay. Guiding genius. Philosophers like Socrates and Plato described a daemon. That's how it's pronounced, daemon. It gives you the little symbols above the letters. It's described as a guiding spirit or genius that provided inspiration or moral warnings. How is this amazingly positive right now? The shift, well, the term became I almost said demonetized, demonized during the Roman Empire and the early years of Christianity. Christian theologians began using the word to describe fallen angels and pagan deities, framing them as purely malevolent forces of corruption. Okay. Well, and Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, depends on where you're from, right? Hearsay, Ben. How you doing? Just subscribe. I'll be an uncle's munkle. Thank you very much. I appreciate you supporting the truthology for ufology world of goof on. Yes. Yes. I'm serious. Christianity, generally seen as fallen angels who rebelled against God with Lucifer and now tempt humans to sin. Sin. There's your demons. And so why are they scared? Why would we be terrified of a daemon? First of all, the Romans changed the meaning. Okay? Demons aren't demons. Demons are good. And that's what they're afraid we're going to find out. That the people who, in religion, in the spiritual sense, I guess it doesn't matter who you are or what religion, there's a demon in your religion. And would that, because let's say the demon appears, right? And the first words out of its mouth, translator, are, I am not evil. Demons are not evil, right? It was changed by the Greek philosopher Socrates and Plato, right? We are good. We mean no harm to you. Wow. See? I mean, how in God's name would a demon do anything? I mean, are they going to come out of a portal if the disclosure is given to the world? That's so stupid of people to think that. Once you make that announcement, do you really believe the alien is going to tell us it's a demon? The alien's going to be like, I heard rumors. Not a big fan of rumors. Yeah, I can read. Yeah, I may be an alien, but I can read. I'm a good Damon. Oh, the poor alien. Look what you did. It's all a ruse. All right, let's look at some UFOs, shall we? This is a good one from Idaho. 2024. Why is it now out? I think I've seen this. Well, this man captures this massive triangle above the tree line. It slowly spins and move over the tree line. And then we've seen this, and the dogs are going crazy. I think I played this like 6 months ago. I got the wrong thing up there. Let me get rid of that. Boop. Here it is. There it is. This is a good one. Thanks for hanging out tonight, yos. Boop. Oh, by the way, that looks so fake on my screen. It looks awful. It looks like it was added in, obviously, to me. Yeah, I don't... So what bothers me, there's no narration, right? No excitement, no heavy breathing, no, honey, tell the dogs to shut up. None of that. It's 58 seconds. We don't get to see it leave. We just get to see it chill. That's how you know it's not real. I'm telling you. What you just saw is exactly what the hoaxers want you to believe. I swear it. I do, I swear. Who is that guy? So reports are coming in that a bright orb UFO was seen today over Karaj in Iran or Iran prior to the attacks. I told you, peeps, as soon as they start bombing, my shoulder. Hey, caramba. I really injured myself for the first time in my life in my shoulder to this extent. I had to stop work. I couldn't even work out today. Yeah, I did 3 sets and it was the most painful thing. I just left. So tonight I'm going to go do legs. Okay. So check this out. And I even said it because Bledsoe, remember Bledsoe says, once they start dropping bombs, the orbs are going to appear. If they ran. Of course. They always do. He's so stupid. I hate that schmuckhead. No, he's bad. He's a bad person for lying to everybody. That's evil. To be like that? No, Bledsoe's a liar. 100%. He had that original encounter. I'll give him that. And he's been chasing it ever since for the feeling that he had that day. He's addicted to the lie. He believes his own bullshit. Here you go. I promise. Yeah, see, this is what Bledsoe records. This bullshit. You can never see anything. And then, oh, look, hey, it's like a donut. No. No. When you make it blurry, you can really see it. Does that make sense? Oh, you don't understand Iranian? What do they speak over there? Well, that sucked, B-bags. Now, let's go to the next one. Huh? This is a good one right here. 3 days ago, cameras locked onto a flashing object over Santiago of Chile that did something aircraft are not supposed to do. It appeared to reverse direction midair before accelerating forward again, initially dismissed as a faint blur. They might have put a bomb on it. Maybe they're shipping heroin. At 35 times frame stacked enhancement revealed a smooth, metallic disc-like structure with a defined central band and a symmetrical curvature. The object flashes, spins along its axis, shifts backward without visible banking, then surges forward, leaving a visible light trace. Share your thoughts. First of all, if it left a trail, your sister's an asshole. Exactly. What does that mean? It means nothing. It means that it's an airplane or one of ours. Ours. Is this it? Go. Go. How do you blow it up? Oh. No. You stoop. Stoop. There it is. So this looks interesting. Go. It's blurry. You're out of focus. You see what I mean? That could be anything, you yahoo. Well, there is a trail, though. Yeah, I guess that is interesting. If he would know how to work a camera. Let's see. There. You can't tell what's going on. One more time. Look. Something came out. You can see some movement because of the background, but oh my God, you see what he did? Yeah, this isn't real. He's trying to make it something it isn't. Here, let's do it in slow. Blurry. Everything's out of focus with this guy, and he knows it. See? Yeah, it's not a flying carpet. It's just blurred. Yeah, you can't see it. I know. There. That's just a blur. A blur? Yes, Neil. Fascinating. It was a blur? Yes, Neil. Terrible. Terrible. You know, he caught something that looks interesting, but we'll never know. Doesn't that suck? Well, the next one, I'm really curious as to what you guys believe. I think we're looking at something that isn't what they're telling us. That makes sense? Yeah, it's from Eddie Abbott. Mexico City, 2021, it says. This is probably the craziest video I've ever seen as an intelligence analyst since 2008. I say no more. You watch this and you will see. Here we go. And I think these are reflections of some kind. I don't know. I've seen something like this. Go. You know, I'm trying to follow just one of them and I can't. This one there. Whoa! Dude, these things are wicked. What is look? It just took off by itself. When boom. There it goes. That's wild. What is that? I don't understand. So, to me, this looks like paper in the air, or it's reflecting off of a, I don't know. I really don't. That's a tough one. I feel we're being duped. Doop, doop-a-doop, doop-a-doop, doop-a-day, doop-a-day, doop-a-day. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, let me see. Okay, I want to show you this. Can we show this? Yeah, let's show this. Do 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 do. Hold on. Here we go. So the war is on, in case you guys don't know. You have seen, right? Have you seen that we're at war? Did you see the bombings? In case you haven't, I'm going to show you. Let's watch history because I think this is important. I'm done with the UFO stuff, and I'm just playing this for news purposes. I mean, really, that's what I'm doing it for. This is crazy what's happening right now in this world.
History being made right now before your very eyes. An Iranian ballistic missile hitting an American base in Bahrain. You could see the missile strike.
Jesus.
You can see it mid-air.
They hit 5 of our bases.
It's all popping off. We've been telling you about this all week, that America will be bombing Iran and Iran will be retaliating, and it's going to get ugly. This is footage of an Iranian missile slamming into the headquarters of the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet in Bahrain today. It's the Naval Support Activity Center. This is all happening. We prepped you for this. Absolute and total devastation, destruction, and a message from Trump. U.S. urges embassy staff to leave and evacuate Israel. We were telling you this was going to happen in the next 24 hours. It's going to pop off. Obviously, the USS Gerald Ford was docked in Israel. They've turned Israeli airports into effectively military bases, and the embassy screamed at American residents and staff, get out today. Today is the day. This was yesterday. We watched the buildup. We watched the air bridge happen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are listening. Dan Scavino posting from the White House, the B-2 bomber video. Operation Epic Fury has commenced. Middle East at war. Tehran is blasted. Trump's first wave, President Trump says Iran will never be allowed to have a nuclear weapon as he launches Operation Epic Fury. Look at some of the images here. This is the blast heard in Manama, Bahrain. People watch as smoke rise above the skyline in Tehran.
MAGA?
They've yeeted the house of the Ayatollah. It is now rubble. Vehicle explodes in flames. Strikes carried out on Iran. Images show smoke billowing after an explosion in Tehran. There's video all across U.S. main bases in the Middle East that might be effectively.
Let me show you
under
something
threat.
else. Let me show you something else. Because then 3 hours later, come on, video. And then 3 hours later, come on, Richie. Here it is. Look at this. Dubai is on fire.
Situation monitors. This is a situation worth monitoring as the entire Middle East pops off. This is Bahrain. A high rise in Bahrain has been struck by an Iranian suicide drone. Check this out. Absolutely stunning footage. Whoa. Wow. Different angles here you can see of the... Just never seen anything like this. It is apocalyptic right now in the Middle East. So many different videos, footage coming out of absolute and total
sucks
insanity. I think is the only way.
I hate war,
say
period.
The entire region is ablaze.
But they did kill
and nobody.
The leader of Iran, right? He's dead. The Ayatollah Khomeini, isn't that who it was? Was that the guy? Well, they did anyway. They killed their king, president, whatever the hell they call him over there.
Is safe right now,
It's
including
been
Americans.
confirmed. Trump said he saw the dead body.
United States air bases and naval bases are under heavy barrage from the Iranian regime. They are launching deadly attacks that have hit civilian buildings, American hotels.
This is
Fairmount.
crazy.
This is an American hotel in Dubai. We'll talk about what Dubai looks like right now. Dubai is in flames. This is a wild direct hit on a U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet radar in Bahrain. You can see here the suicide drone coming in and then striking the radar installation there. I mean, it's hard to think that Americans weren't hurt.
Well, they evacuated, thank God.
Macabre, but I mean, look at this. American bases that were attacked today. In Bahrain, there are 2. Qatar, there's 1. Kuwait, there's 3. UAE, there's 3. In Saudi Arabia, there's 4. And then there's 1 in Jordan and in Iraq.
6.
Many American installations are under heavy attack and heavy fire. Look at this footage.
But it doesn't mean anything.
Be preliminary, certainly, to celebrate here. Iran has attacked a ton of you.
They attacked there, but isn't that ridiculous though? Like they're making a mess of their own place.
U.S. bases,
right?
The direct hit on the base here is just shocking. That there's not any type of defense for this. I mean, you can see it with the naked eye coming in. We don't have any defense for what seems like a relatively slow-moving drone coming in. There's reports of hypersonic missiles being used. This is not one of them. Hypersonic missile would not fly at this rate and land at this rate, but it is a relatively sophisticated drone weapon because it hit exactly where it was intended to hit. You can see here the naval installation. This would be the radar here at the base. And this is where it struck. Crazy, crazy clips. Iran launching the first wave of ballistic missiles.
Oh my God, that looks like
retaliation in
apocalyptic shit right there. If you can see that, this is unreal.
Coming, it is apocalyptic.
Wow.
Okay.
I haven't seen that.
Crazy.
Yeah,
the headquarters of the Navy
crazy.
Fifth Fleet has allegedly been attacked by Iranian missiles. Operation Epic.
Unbelievable. All right, guys, I'm gonna head on out. Yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight. It was fun. At least it was for me. But we talked a little. I want to show you something real quick though, because tomorrow is the members show, and we're gonna talk about the Inunaki Tunnel. That's INUNAKI, not Anunnaki. I know it's hard to see, but the thing is, they boarded it up like with blocks, so they don't want people going in there because whatever is in there, people don't come out, allegedly. Here, look. This is tomorrow. That's the tunnel I'm going to show you right there. I put the do not enter, of course, but they have these blocks up, and now they cover the whole thing. But this guy goes in there. He gets in there that time. And what he comes back. I haven't seen the whole thing on purpose. I like to watch it with you folks for the first time all the way through. But he came back out. Yeah. So, it'll be fun to talk about. Maybe the aliens live underground. Probably the oceans. Anyway, thanks everybody. We'll be back tomorrow for the members. And then Monday, we will be back at 7 p.m. So have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Remember, you can support ufology, you see, but you don't. I don't know. If you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Good night, everybody. Alien bless.
Metal horns raise to the stars. Spaceships park next to our cars.